If you are a home services sales rep and you feel like you're working hard, but your close rate is not where it should be, this video is for you. I have watched thousands of in-home appointments over the last 20 years, and I can tell you that most lost deals are not lost because of price. They're lost because of patterns, mistakes that reps make over and over without even knowing it. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly what those are. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. The home is the hardest place to sell and the easiest place to lose a deal that you should have won. Everything matters in there. How you enter, how you listen, how you present, and how you close. Most reps have never had anyone break down exactly where things go wrong. That is what we're going to do today. The very first mistake reps make is thinking the presentation starts when they open the iPad, sit at the table, or start talking about the company. No, it doesn't. The presentation actually starts the second the homeowner hears your voice. It starts when you pull up. It starts when you walk to the door. It starts with your body language, your pace, your tone, your energy, your confidence, and whether you look like somebody worth even listening to. A lot of reps walk into the house already behind. They're scattered. They're in a rush. They're mentally chasing the last appointment. They're hoping that this one goes well instead of deciding they're going to lead it well. This is a problem because homeowners are reading you before you ever speak. If you come in frantic, needy, unsure, overly casual, too stiff, or too salesmanish, they can feel it. You may not think your first impressions matter that much. In the home, they matter a lot because this is not a store. This is their space. And when you enter someone else's home, they are deciding one big question fast. Do I trust this person enough to let them lead me? This is the game, folks. So what do reps get wrong before they ever get to price? First, they do not mentally prepare to lead. They show up hoping for the laydown instead of preparing for a controlled conversation. Second, they fail to slow themselves down. Top performers do not rush to win approval. They settle into the appointment and make the homeowner feel like they are in good hands. Prospects feel your tone and speed when you communicate. Third, they do not realize that confidence without connection feels arrogant, and connection without confidence feels weak. You need both. You need to be warm enough to be trusted and strong enough to be followed. That balance truly matters. Another mistake is walking in with commission breath. Man, that hypothetical baseball bat that you're swinging around when all you can think of is the close and the commission that you need so badly. The rep is technically saying the right words, but their energy says, "Please buy from me." Homeowners can smell that from across the kitchen, and once they can feel that neediness, the whole appointment changes. There is a difference between wanting the sale and needing the sale. Now they lean back. Now they guard themselves. Now they question more. Now every dollar feels heavier. Before the presentation starts, your job is simple. Be present, be calm, be intentional. Read the room, build trust. Take control without acting controlling. If you miss that part, the rest of the appointment gets a whole lot harder. Now, let's talk about discovery, because this is where average reps throw away deals and do not even know it. Most reps either rush the discovery, fake the discovery, or confuse hearing words with actually understanding the prospect. This is where the trouble starts. A rep asks a few questions, gets a few surface level answers, and then thinks, all right, got it, and moves on. No, you do not got it. You've got information. You do not have understanding yet. And there is a big difference. A homeowner saying, "We have been wanting to do this for a while," is not enough. A homeowner saying, "We are getting other quotes," is definitely not enough. And the question is not just what they said, the question is what they mean. Why now? Why this project? Why this company? Why today? What is bothering them enough to act? What are they afraid of? Who is really involved in this decision? What standard are they going to use to judge the right solution? That's discovery. Real discovery is not a checklist. It's not interrogation. And it's definitely not something you blow through so that you can hurry up and get to the pitch. The biggest mistake reps make here is they do not get enough information before moving forward. And then later, when the price hits the table, they are shocked that the homeowner has questions, hesitations, confusion, or objections. Of course they do. You never earn the right to present the answer because you did not fully diagnose the actual problem. Another mistake is reps listen for the opening to talk instead of listening to actually understand what's being said. That one hurts a lot of deals because when you are waiting to jump in, you miss tone, you miss emotion, you miss certainty, and you miss what matters most. And the homeowner can feel that too. They can tell that you're collecting ammo for your pitch versus actually trying to understand them and what they need or want. This is why top reps do not just ask better questions, they stay with the answer longer. They drill it down. They use follow-up questions. They clarify. They repeat things back. And they make the homeowner feel heard. And here is something else reps miss. You should never move forward until you know enough to tailor the appointment to that specific homeowner. Not the generic homeowner, not the average buyer, but that homeowner. What do they care about most? Speed? Trust? Quality? A clean install? A long-term peace of mind? A certain design outcome? Avoid headaches? Payment comfort? Not getting burned again? If you do not know that, then your presentation is basically guesswork in nicer clothes. And guesswork gets exposed at the close. Now let's get into the presentation itself. Because this is where a lot of reps either drown the homeowner in information or starve them of certainty. Both is going to lose deals. Some reps present too much. They overload the homeowner with every feature, every product detail, every company fact, every story, every technical point, every option, every possible angle. They think more information equals more persuasion. Usually, it just equals more confusion. A confused homeowner does not move forward. They pause. They delay. They think about it. They get another quote. They go dark. Not because they hated it, because they got overwhelmed. When you have reps who present too little, they rush the pitch. They gloss over the emotional connection. They skip important value-building moments. They assume the homeowner sees the difference when the homeowner absolutely does not. That rep usually says something like, "Well, I showed them the product and I gave them the price, so I do not know what happened." Well, I know what happened. You didn't transfer enough certainty. That is the job of the presentation itself. Not to dump the information, not to sound smart, not to prove how much you know. Your job is to help the homeowner feel clear and confident inside of their decision. That means that your presentation should connect directly back to what you learned in discovery. If they told you that they care more about speed and simplicity, then your presentation better feel easy and clear. If they told you that they're tired of problems, then your presentation better create relief. Homeowners respond to what matters to them, not what reps assume should matter. This is a huge miss in the industry. A lot of reps feel in love with their own pitch. They love to hear themselves talk. They start presenting what they think is impressive instead of what actually moves the specific buyer. That is ego, not selling. And another mistake is this: reps talk too much and involve the homeowner too little. The best presentations feel like a guided conversation. The worst presentations feel like a hostage situation with a brochure. You want the homeowner involved, and you want them nodding. You want them agreeing. You want them seeing themselves in the solution, because the more that they mentally participate, the more ownership they feel over the decision. When reps lose the deal during the pitch, it usually happens because they missed one of these things. They didn't connect the solution to the real problem. They gave too much information and caused overload. They gave too little and failed to build certainty. Or they made the whole thing about their presentation instead of the homeowner's decision. That's the trap. A great presentation is not about how polished it sounds. It is about whether it moves the buyer closer to conviction. Now let's talk about where reps love to blame everything. The close. Most closing problems are not closing problems. They're setup problems. The rep did not lead the beginning well. They did not diagnose deeply enough. They did not tailor the presentation. They did not build enough certainty. They get to the close and act surprised when the homeowner starts resisting. This is like flipping through the whole appointment sideways and then being shocked that the landing is rough. So one of the biggest mistakes reps make at the close is they change their energy. They were smooth all appointment long. Then the second it's time to ask for that business, they get really weird. Their tone changes, their body language changes, their pace speeds up, their confidence drops. They sound like they're asking for a favor instead of leading to a decision. Homeowners can feel that immediately. Another big mistake is talking too much after asking for the sale. This kills more deals than reps realize. They present the number, ask weak closing questions, get nervous in the silence, and then start rescuing themselves. They re-explain, they justify, they discount too early. They answer objections that were never even brought up. Silence is part of the close. Top reps know that. Weak reps run from it. They fill the silence. Another mistake is inviting objections that never needed to exist in the first place. Things like, what do you think? How does that sound to you? Do you want to talk about it? Would you like to get a few more quotes? Is price the issue? Come on. Some of these questions practically hand the homeowner an exit ramp. You do not want to create space for uncertainty right after you worked on building all that certainty. Reps fail to recognize when they have lost the close. Sometimes you can feel the appointment slipping before the objection ever comes out. The homeowner's posture changes. Their energy drops. They stop engaging. They start becoming polite instead of involved. We all have seen this. Now you're not closing. You're just chasing the homeowner. And when you feel that happening, you can't just plow ahead like the script is going to save you. You need awareness. You need to stop and re-engage. You need to ask better questions. You need to uncover what changed. You need to get back to truth before trying to move back to decision. Because once you've lost emotional momentum, a pressure close usually makes it worse. A strong closer is not just somebody who asks for the order. A strong closer can tell when the appointment is on track, when it's drifting, and when something underneath the surface has gone unsolved. That is a different level, and that level closes more deals. Now, the good news is that most of this is fixable fast. Not magically, not overnight, but fast, if you're honest. Here's what you can do differently on your very next appointment. First, slow it down. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts reps need. Most reps speed up the moment they feel uncertainty. They speed up when they get frustrated. They speed up when they feel the homeowner starting to pull away. They speed up when they forget where they are in the process. And that speed kills the deal. Because fast reps miss things. Fast reps sound nervous. Fast reps lose control. Fast reps stop listening. And fast reps start reacting. Top reps slow down under pressure. This is one of the biggest differences. They do not rush discovery. They do not rush presentation. They do not rush the close. And they definitely do not rush because the homeowner got quiet. They slow down and get sharper. Second, self-evaluate honestly. After every appointment, ask yourself, where did I lose control? Did I really build trust early? Did I understand the real reasons or just the first thing they said? Did I present the solution around their concerns or around my favorite pitch? Did I get weird at the close? Did I talk too much? Did I speed up when I got uncomfortable? That kind of self-evaluation will tell you exactly where your leak is. And that matters because not every rep has the same problem. Some reps are weak in the first 5 minutes, and some are weak in the discovery. Some are solid until they get to the presentation. You need to know which one you are. Third, stop treating objections like the beginning of the problem. Most objections are the symptom. The real problem happens earlier. That mindset alone will make you a better closer because now you stop looking for magic lines and start fixing the actual appointment. Fourth, become more intentional about understanding, not just performing. This is big. A lot of reps want to sound good. Top reps want to understand well. Those are not the same thing at all. When your goal is to sound impressive, you miss what truly matters. When your goal is to understand deeply, your presentation gets stronger, your close gets cleaner, and your objections go down. And finally, adopt the mindset shift that separates average reps from top performers. Average reps hope the homeowner buys. Top performers lead the homeowner through a decision. Average reps react to what happens. Top performers create what happens. Average reps get emotional when things get hard, and top performers get calmer. That is not personality. That is training. That is discipline. That is awareness, and that can be built. So if this video helped you, YouTube has this crazy AI that is probably already suggesting the next best video for you to screen right now. Go check that out, because if you keep stacking the right lessons, your close rate and your confidence can change fast. And I also want to invite you to take a second and subscribe, because the majority of you watching are not subscribed yet. We are building this channel to help you grow in your sales career, sharpen your process, and become $1 million rep. I'll see you on that next video.